Hi, I'm Sai, and today I'll be talking about mental health care in children. So, just like we adults have mental health, our children have the same. Just like we feel stressed, we feel anxious, we feel upset, our children also feel the exact same things. However, their stressors may be different. And while you might be able to say that I had a bad day at work, that's why I'm feeling upset, or I'm feeling anxious because I have a presentation, our children might not be able to identify and say the same thing. So usually it all comes out in form of acting out, in form of some behavioral issues, in form of temper tantrums. So as parents, as adults, it is our responsibility to understand why a child is behaving a certain way and to also give them the right environment to flourish. And by flourishing, I mean to help their mental health, to nourish their mental health. And for the same, I'll be sharing some tips with you today. Firstly, set realistic goals. Anytime you're dealing with your children, anytime you want them to get into a new habit, form a new habit, start something, understand the potential of your child and set realistic goals. Don't aim for the stars. Don't expect overnight results. Start small and make sure you're rewarding your children for these small realistic goals. Once your child achieves the goal and you praise them or you reward them, they are going to be motivated to do more and achieve a higher goal. And this can be used for everything, to establish a new routine, to learn a new hobby, to learn any kind of skill in life skill or academic skill. You can always use this approach. Remember to love your children unconditionally. Unconditional love means loving them for who they are, not for their accomplishments, not for them winning or losing, not for them doing academically well or not well. Let them know that you love them no matter what. Unconditional love will eventually lead to a more confident child. Knowing that their parent trusts them and their parent loves them no matter what is going to fill your child with a boost of confidence. That is obviously going to help them always. Acknowledge your child's feelings. Your child feels a lot of things. It's important to let your child know that you are there for them and that you see them. Saying things like, I know you are upset, I can see that you are hurt, I can see that you're angry, helps them to identify their own emotions and also to be seen by the parent. Acknowledging your child's feelings will further help your child in understanding what it means to be angry, what it means to be happy, what it means to be hurt. Also understand that it's absolutely okay to be honest with your child about your own feelings. Anytime you are going through a negative feeling, it's absolutely okay to let your child know, Mama's upset today, Papa's angry, Mama made a mistake, Papa made a mistake. Let them know that adults make mistakes too, and adults have the same feelings as a child does. Seeing your parent react or go through the same feeling is going to help the child understand and effectively manage their own feelings. So be honest and acknowledge their feelings. Spend quality time with your children. Spending quality time would mean engaging with your child, involving with your child without any gadgets, without any screens. Spending quality time will actually help you get attuned to your child's emotional needs, to your child's non-verbal cues. You will understand what your child is feeling and what your child needs from you. It will also help your child be noticed. Remember, it's really important for our kids to be seen, to be heard, and especially today with our routines, because there's so much happening in our lives, it's not easy for any parent to really give that much attention to the kid. So understand the importance of spending quality time. It will do good to your child and to you as well. As parents, it is understandable that we want to save our children from feeling anything negative. We don't want them to experience failure, to experience heartache, and that's why we're always ready to fix things, and we're always looking to protect them from anything that's unpleasant. However, we need to understand that this unpleasantness, these failures, these displeasures are what's going to cause the growth that's needed in your child. These things are really important for the child's mental health, and in order to grow and in order to be more resilient, failures are important. So let your child experience life as it is. Instead of trying to fix a problem as soon as it happens, step back and be prepared to encourage and be prepared to support them in time of need. But don't stop them, don't save them from any sort of distress. Encourage social connections. As human beings, we thrive on social connections. Can you imagine having no friends, having no relatives, having no people around you? That is how important these connections are. And I'm sure you all agree that during the pandemic, the last couple of years, when we were so limited, we really felt the importance of having these social connections. That's how important they are for our mental health. Similarly, we need to keep encouraging our children to have these social connections. Making friends, forming new bonds, having people around them, playing with friends, playing in park, going to a school, all these things are really important for your child's mental health. So make sure that you keep encouraging these social connections. To nurture a child's mental health, it's important to equip them with healthy coping mechanisms. Coping mechanisms are the way we cope up with stressors and we cope up with difficult situations. As adults, it's important that we have similar healthy mechanisms so that our children can learn from us. These healthy coping mechanisms are going to be there for life. They're going to serve your children for life in times of distress, when they are overwhelmed. So ensure that your child has coping mechanisms when they are feeling angry, when they're having a temper tantrum, when they are feeling overwhelmed. These coping mechanisms can be taking deep breaths, going for a walk when feeling angry, doing something to calm down. It can totally depend on what your child's interests are. So sit down with your child, talk to them, and understand how they can use coping mechanisms to navigate through these difficult feelings. One of the best things that you can do to keep your child mentally healthy is to take care of your own mental health. We know children learn through modeling. Ensure that you are taking care of your own mental health needs. This way your child will also observe you and do the same. Whenever your child is in a stressful situation, he will look up to you. He will look up to how his parents are handling it. So it's a good idea to start taking care of your mental health in a way that also fosters your child's mental health. Make sure you have healthy coping mechanisms because your child is watching. And the end goal is to ensure a mentally healthy child. Lastly, understand that there is no shame in seeing a professional. As a parent, if you have witnessed anything that concerns you, If you've seen any red flags in your child's behavior, it is best to seek professional help. It's important to note that if a mental health issue goes untreated, it can have a long lasting impact on an individual's life. The sooner your child gets help, the better it is for them. So feel free to seek professional help when you need it.